So my name is Liz Howard. I'm a social worker and I'm currently working for the British Association of Social Workers England team as a professional officer.
We've asked you to introduce recommendation 3 of the NAT guide about providing care which is autistic person-centred. So could I start out by asking you, in what ways do you think being autistic person-centred requires going beyond person-centred practice more generally?
Thanks, Yo. Yeah, and it's great to be able to talk about recommendation 3, which is really all about the focus of person-centred care being on autonomy. I mean, that's obviously a feature with other approaches to person-centred care. However, I think particularly when we're thinking about this approach that we're saying here, autistic person-centred care, it's really about not making any assumptions at all about what independence or autonomy looks like or feels like for an autistic person. It's really important to separate out the views of other people, distinguish those from what the autistic person is telling you or expressing to you, and to separate that out from what other people around the person might feel is best for them. It's really also about enabling the person to develop their own autistic identity, okay? And that's very much about not expecting the autistic person to fit in with any kind of preconceived ideas about routine, about structure, about social situations, about activities, about what they like to do or interaction. And it's really, really important. The focus of autistic person-centred support is about the person's quality of life. It's about having empathy with autistic perspectives, and that really includes an understanding of the need for downtime, and that's really about time that's not spent interacting or doing things or feeling the person feeling that they have to be doing things as well. It's also about avoiding unconscious assumptions about what normal or good look and feel like, or what we think it might look and feel like. And that can include the, social inclusion, having to do things, being in other people's company as well. This is all about thinking about the person's well-being and how we can best work to promote that.
Thank you very much. So how do you think that social workers particularly can play a key role in ensuring that care and support is autistic person-centred?
Yes, that's a really, really good question. And in terms of what we do as social workers, so again, focusing back on that concept of promoting autonomy, as social workers, the work that we do is all about supporting people to be independent, supporting people to make their own choices and decisions, and ensuring that people have the right support to make this happen, and defending and upholding their right to do so, even when it's something that other people might not think is the best thing for them. So social workers, have got a really key role to play here. We're very often involved in carrying out assessments of people's needs, and particularly for autistic people, we really need to be focused on ensuring reasonable adjustments and making sure autistic people can express what they feel, what they want, and particularly in relation to identifying what their needs are, which will then go on to inform what that support looks like as well, and how they'll experience that. So I can't stress enough that it really is all about emphasising the individuality of autistic people. So it's not allowing any kind of assumptions or stereotypical approaches to be the basis on which support is provided. So an example of that might be an assumption about autistic people having to have a very strict routine of activities that can't be deviated from, when actually what needs to be considered is how new experiences, new things can be introduced and explored based on what the person likes, what motivates them, what they enjoy, and really building on the person's strengths, and most importantly as well, going at that person's pace.